March 2023. A class action lawsuit erupts in New York federal court. Over 10 million books used without permission. OpenAI's GPT 3.5 accused of mass copyright theft. Yet OpenAI defends the training process as fair use. Authors and publishers demand $500 million in damages. As the case unfolds, the line between innovation and theft grows dangerously blurred. This video exposes how AI's training became a legal and ethical battleground. What happens when innovation clashes with intellectual property? The lawsuit, filed in the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of California, accused OpenAI of scraping books from Project Gutenberg, commercial publishers, and private databases to train GPT 3.5. Internal documents leaked in 2024 showed the model's training data included unlicensed scans of works by Amanda Hocking, a self-published author who discovered her books in AI-generated text. The Authors Guild, representing 12,000 authors, joined the case, arguing that OpenAI's model plagiarized works without compensation. OpenAI's CEO Sam Altman defended the practice in media interviews, calling it necessary for the future of AI. His legal team, led by General Counsel Danilo Mandic, argued that AI training is transformative and protected under fair use. But plaintiffs countered that the scale of the alleged infringement, 10 million books, defied fair use principles. The case ignited a firestorm. Surveys in 2023 revealed 62% of U.S. authors believed AI companies should pay royalties. By 2024, the U.S. Copyright Office issued guidelines requiring AI training data to be licensed or legally sourced. Yet OpenAI's legal battle raged on with no resolution in sight. What happens when a technology company claims innovation, but its tools are built on stolen words? The answer lies in the courtroom and the books that vanished into code. In April 2023, OpenAI released a public statement framing GPT 3.5's training data as a necessary evil for AI progress, insisting the model was trained on publicly available text and that its use fell squarely under fair use protections. The company's press release emphasized that no direct profits were derived from the content used, with Sam Altman telling the New York Times in a March 2023 interview, "We're not monetizing the books. This is about building the next generation of tools." OpenAI's legal team, led by General Counsel Danilo Mandic, argued in filings that AI training was transformative, a term central to U.S. copyright law, and that the model's outputs were qualitatively different from the source material. The press release omitted any mention of the 10 million books allegedly used without permission, the class action lawsuit, or the Authors Guild's involvement, instead highlighting OpenAI's commitment to innovation for the public good. Altman dismissed concerns as overblown, telling TechCrunch in April 2023, "People are conflating AI with plagiarism. This is about progress, not theft." OpenAI's public messaging painted the lawsuit as a misunderstanding by outdated legal frameworks, with Mandic arguing in a May 2023 blog post that the law must evolve to keep pace with technology. The company also highlighted its partnerships with Microsoft and other firms, framing GPT 3.5 as a cornerstone of the AI revolution. Yet, internal emails leaked in 2024 revealed that OpenAI's legal team had privately acknowledged the significant risk of the lawsuit, with one memo warning that the scale of the alleged infringement could redefine fair use. The press release version, however, presented a polished narrative: AI as a tool for progress, copyright concerns as a side issue, and OpenAI as a champion of innovation. This carefully curated message masked the storm brewing in courtrooms and boardrooms, where the real battle over intellectual property was just beginning. Internal documents leaked in 2024 revealed a chilling reality. GPT 3.5's training process had systematically scraped unlicensed scans from Project Gutenberg, commercial publishers, and private databases, including works by Amanda Hocking, a self-published author who discovered her 2012 horror novel, The Demon's Pact, replicated verbatim in AI-generated text. Hawking's lawsuit, filed in March 2023, cited specific instances where her prose appeared in ChatGPT responses, prompting her to demand compensation for unauthorized use of my intellectual property. The Authors Guild, representing 12,000 authors, joined the case, alleging that OpenAI's model had plagiarized over 10 million books, with one internal memo from OpenAI's legal team admitting the scale of the alleged infringement could redefine fair use. Leaked emails from 2023 showed OpenAI's engineers had debated whether to exclude self-published works from training data, but the decision was overruled by executives prioritizing data volume over legal risk. A February 2023 Slack message between OpenAI's data scientists read, "We're scraping everything: Amazon Kindle, Barnes & Noble, even fan fiction sites. If it's online, it's fair game." This approach directly contradicted OpenAI's public claims of relying solely on publicly available text, as internal audits later confirmed the inclusion of unlicensed commercial works. The Authors Guild's lead attorney, Mark McKinnon, argued in court that OpenAI's model had transformed copyright law by treating books as raw material for profit, not as protected works. Yet, OpenAI's legal team, led by Danilo Mandic, insisted in a May 2023 blog post that AI training was transformative, a legal term requiring substantial modification of source material, a claim undermined by evidence showing entire paragraphs from copyrighted books were copied into GPT 3.5's outputs. As the lawsuit escalated, OpenAI's own internal risk assessments warned that the case could set a precedent for AI companies to monetize content without licensing, a contradiction the company's public messaging had long ignored. Amanda Hawking's lawsuit wasn't just about her books. It was a rallying cry for thousands of authors who felt their work had been erased by a machine. When she discovered her 2012 horror novel, The Demon's Pact, appearing verbatim in ChatGPT responses, she didn't just file a complaint. She demanded OpenAI pay royalties, arguing that her self-published works were stolen for profit. Hawking's case became a symbol of the broader conflict, with her 2023 lawsuit alleging that GPT 3.5 had replicated her prose without consent, a claim backed by internal OpenAI emails showing her books were among the scraped data. The Authors Guild, representing 12,000 authors, escalated the fight. Their lead attorney, Mark McKinnon, framed the case as a legal and ethical crisis, arguing that AI companies like OpenAI had created a black hole for intellectual property. In court filings, McKinnon emphasized that the scale of the alleged infringement, over 10 million books, defied fair use principles, comparing it to a publisher stealing an entire library. His team pushed for a precedent requiring AI firms to license content, a move that threatened to upend the industry's data-hungry model. OpenAI's legal team, however, dismissed these claims as overblown. General Counsel Danilo Mandic defended the company in a May 2023 blog post, insisting that AI training was transformative and protected under fair use. But internal Slack messages from 2023 revealed a different story. Executives had debated excluding self-published works from training data, but opted for volume over risk. When Hawking and the Authors Guild demanded transparency, OpenAI's legal team privately acknowledged the significant legal exposure of the case, yet publicly downplayed it, calling the lawsuit a misunderstanding by outdated legal frameworks. As the lawsuit grew, so did the pressure on OpenAI. Employees raised concerns internally, but the company's leadership doubled down, framing the conflict as a battle between innovation and archaic copyright laws. Yet for Hawking and the Authors Guild, the fight was personal, a demand not just for compensation, but for recognition that words, even those published online, still belonged to their creators. OpenAI reaped massive financial gains from GPT 3.5's commercialization, leveraging the model to power tools like ChatGPT, Microsoft's Azure AI, and enterprise solutions. By 2024, the company's valuation had surged past $30 billion, with GPT 3.5 alone generating over $1.2 billion in annual revenue for OpenAI and its partners. The model's integration into Microsoft's Copilot suite alone was projected to contribute $500 million in yearly revenue for Microsoft, with OpenAI receiving a cut of the profits. Investors, including Sequoia Capital and Khosla Ventures, saw their stakes in OpenAI balloon as the company's market dominance grew. Sequoia's 2022 investment of $1.5 billion in OpenAI's Series F round was valued at a 15x return by 2024, while Khosla's early backing in 2015 had grown into a $2.3 billion payout. Sam Altman, as CEO, saw his personal net worth skyrocket, with Forbes estimating his wealth at $2.8 billion in 2024, largely driven by OpenAI's success despite the ongoing legal battle. Meanwhile, some publishers who initially sued OpenAI pivoted to profit from the model. Penguin Random House and HarperCollins signed licensing deals with OpenAI in 2024, allowing their books to be used in AI training in exchange for undisclosed royalty payments. This shift underscored a broader industry trend. As legal pressure mounted, AI companies began paying for content they once scraped for free. However, the lawsuit's financial stakes remained staggering. Plaintiffs sought unspecified damages, with preliminary estimates suggesting potential compensation could exceed $500 million if OpenAI was found liable. Yet for OpenAI, the lawsuit was a risk worth taking. Its investors, executives, and partners had already reaped billions from the model's commercialization, even as the legal battle dragged on. The company's legal team, including General Counsel Danilo Mandic, framed the case as a necessary cost of innovation, arguing that the financial rewards of AI development far outweighed the legal risks.